Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sherilyn, and for today's video, we are going to be doing a plant collection tour. I have about, I think almost 30 houseplants at this point, and I definitely want to add to my collection, but this is where my collection is at right now. Yeah, I'm actually gonna start out with my plant shelf here. So if you really like plant collection videos, give this a like, and yeah, let's check out some of my plants. So I'm gonna start out with my plant shelf here. Here is a bit of an overview. I do have grow lights on each level because this shelf does not face any windows. So I'm gonna start here at the top. I just have 3 leaf cuttings from my mother Monstera here. Actually, not my mother Monstera. This is from an old Monstera that I actually just cut up into cuttings. But I have her in some water up there. Maybe I'll pot them sometime. But yeah, for now, they are just decorative in my vase up here. And I apologize, my shelf is a little bit messy, but you know, that's kind of what you get when you have a plant shelf. So right here, I have just a regular, I believe just a regular Scindapsus. I'm not sure which exactly variety this is, but this started out actually as a really large plant that I bought off Etsy, but as it sometimes happens when you buy plants online, it didn't really survive the journey very well. So I had to kind of cut up and propagate that plant, and now this is what we have. And this has been hanging out like this for, gosh, I don't know, maybe 2 years, not 100%. But I really like this plant. I can't say it's my favorite plant or my favorite variety of this Scindapsus. I have another one that I like better, but so far so good. She's kind of like growing off and shoots over here. But yeah, that is her. And then we have this one, which I'm finding a little bit of difficulty dealing with. Actually, both of these I kind of have a hard time with. Just any sort of succulent variety, I am just not that great at. I don't really know why, but this is, and this one I definitely want to keep alive, but this is a variegated string of hearts, and she is just like so, oh my gosh, so pretty. And then I have her in this pink basketball planter that I got off Etsy. And then I have a string of turtles, which also I'm having a little bit of a difficulty with, but so far it's been happy. I haven't been watering her very much, and I think that has helped. But yeah, if you guys have any tips for the best ways to take care of these, or maybe there's a better place I can put them, I am all ears. And this planter, I believe, is from IKEA. And then we have this rattlesnake plant. I've had this guy for also 2 years or so, and this plant has really been very easy for me to take care of. This is actually my second one. The first one, I was kind of a plant noob, and I had it in the dark. I wasn't giving it much humidity, and it died on me. But this one has been thriving, and you see I've got lots of new growth spurting up out here, and yeah, she is wonderful. She is gorgeous. I love it. Now we are on to the second level of my shelf here. I've got a little candle from Etsy. I think it's just so cute. And then right here I have my one and only Hoya. I definitely want to add to my Hoya collection, but this is a Hoya Pubic calyx, I believe. Yeah, I've had this for probably 2.5 years. I can't say she gives me a ton of growth, but I do have quite a lot of these little offshoots here. And yeah, I just think this is like one of the prettiest Hoyas that exist, personally. Then we have this guy, which is kind of overgrowing the shelf a little bit, so I'll likely move this one downstairs into the basement with the other plants. This is a Calathea Zabrina. But I think I have a hard time with Calatheas. This is like the other Calathea that I have, but Calatheas are just kind of difficult. But so far so good with this one. Yeah, I actually get quite a bit of new growth out of this, and they have the most velvety, softest leaves. I love these leaves. I think it is so pretty. And then we've got these two over here. This is actually a little baby Micans that I got from The Foliage Fix, which is Harley G's shop here on YouTube. So I would totally go check her out. This one definitely doesn't look the best. It had some issues in transit, which was not Harley's fault. I think it was stuck in USPS or something. I don't know. So it's taken a little bit to bring her back to life, but we are getting some new growth up here, so we'll see what she starts to look like. And then I have these little trellises that I actually got. We have one up here, one over here, and then there's one down below too that I got these from Target actually. And they're just the cutest little trellises. And this one, gosh, I forget what the name of this is, but it's a very common houseplant. It's some sort of Dracaena. I'll put the full name here, but yeah, I got this as a gift as well. I've had this for quite a while, and yeah, it's not one of my favorite plants, but I do like to see it grow and like get like longer of a shoot up here. I don't even know what that's called. But yeah, definitely a nice plant that thrives and is pretty easy to take care of. Oh, now we have the last shelf here. I have a Monstera Adansonii. I don't know if this is like wider form. I'm not sure. It looks a little bit different than the Adansonii that I have actually in my master bathroom. But this one I also just got at Home Depot a couple of weeks ago, and I was really surprised to find it there. So I do want to repot this eventually because it's got like fertilizer beads in there, and I'm not a huge fan of having those just like sitting in the pot. But yeah, she is so pretty. I feel so lucky to have found this for like a pretty good price. So yeah. This one is my more favorite variety of a Scindapsus. I believe this is more of a, gosh, what is it called? Let me see. The label for it says Scindapsus pictus, but I feel like this is maybe different. I don't know. This is obviously like has way bigger leaves and is a wider form than this one. So I would say I'm more of a fan of this variety of Scindapsus, but oh my gosh, she is so gorgeous. These leaves are so big. I'm getting so much growth out of it. Let's see how long you get. Oh, move over a little bit. Look at that. So I'm really excited for this to become like a big trailing houseplant. And the last two plants I have here, this is I believe it's a Cebu Blue. And this is also from Harley G's shop. So if you're a fan of her giant Cebu Blue, this is definitely a cutting off of this. But yeah, she is so cute, so little. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how big this grows. And this is also one of the trellises from Target. And this one, the name is escaping me, but it's a super, super, super common plant. I also got this one as a gift, and I've cut it all the way back actually, and now I'm getting all this cute growth. Gosh, why is the name escaping me? I forget, but I will obviously put it on the screen here. Yeah, super easy, super common. Definitely not my favorite, but yeah, it's a pretty easy guy. That is my plant shelf in its entirety. This next plant is actually just sitting on my dining room table because I literally just bought it yesterday. As you can see, it's definitely seen better days. It doesn't look the best, but I did get this at Home Depot yesterday, which I was shocked to find this. And this is a Raphidophora Tetrasperma. It has been like a wish list plant of mine, and they're usually pretty expensive. And I got this bad boy for $25. So I want to show you guys this because I'm likely going to be cutting almost the entire thing back and letting it regrow because, like I said, it's been sitting in Home Depot, and I just don't think it's had the best time. But we're gonna work on that, and I'll let you know what this guy looks like once I cut it all the way back. I think this might be the only leaf that I keep, but we'll see. I'm really excited to have this plant. I have this little garden window in my kitchen above my sink, and this is what I keep in here. I have this fern. I have no idea what variety of fern this was. I got this as a gift probably a year and a half ago, but she definitely likes being in this high sun window, grown quite a bit. And yeah, I like this fern, but I truly have no idea what variety this is. And down here, we just have a straight up golden pothos. This is actually a bunch of cuttings from my mother pothos plant. And I think that's been sitting here in this pot for, gosh, maybe 2 years. I'm not sure, but she really likes, sorry, all my plants are she, but this plant really likes this window and being here. I tried to have my neon pothos in here, and the neon pothos was not a fan of the constant sun beating on it. It was killing quite a few of the leaves. And then I just have a couple of propagations here. This one right here is just another Pothos propagation. And then this is actually a ruby, God, what are they called? A ruby rubber plant propagation, because I had a ruby rubber plant and it was struggling. So I ended up just cutting off a little bit off of it and propagating it. It's probably been propagating like this for at least a year. I'm really not sure. Now we are in my basement where I keep a few of my plants. I definitely want to get more to add to this windowsill and this little plant stand from IKEA, but I will start out with this plant right here. It has seen better days. I really think I need to repot it because if you look inside the pot here, they've got like, I haven't repotted it since I bought it from like a big box store, and it's got like little styrofoam beads in it, like instead of perlite, which I just don't like. So I have been meaning to repot this one, and she probably needs some watering, but this is a ZZ Raven. Again, it has seen better days. It looks a little floppy now, so maybe the next time you guys see it, it'll look a little bit better. But I have had this plant for probably 2 years now, and it hasn't really given me much growth, so I think repotting it will be pretty helpful. The plant next to it is probably one of the plants that I've had the longest. This is a coffee plant. I got this when this was actually really, really small, so it's grown quite a bit. Yeah, I can't say this is one of my favorite plants. I've had this for like 3 years now, but maybe someday it will grow nice and tall for me and give me some coffee. I'll check in with you guys in a decade. And this one right here is a Syngonium. I don't remember exactly which variety of Syngonium this is, but I think it's like a Syngonium, maybe white butterfly. I'm not 100%, but if I can figure out the name, I will put it here on the video. But I actually just got this in the last like 9 months or so. And I have repotted her into this really cute Urban Outfitters planter here. But I really like this plant. She's very resilient and really pretty. So yeah, I would say she's one of my favorites. I definitely want to add to my Syngonium collection. I just haven't done that yet. I had to check my old nursery pot for this one because I don't exactly remember which one it was, but this is an Alocasia Maharani Eye, I think. I could be totally saying that wrong, but I got this plant at the exact same time I got the Syngonium, and I really like this plant. It's got like very, very, I don't even know how to describe this texture, but they're just like really rigid, kind of soft leaves. But yeah, I just like love the leaf feel of this. I don't know, I just really like touching it. I'm not quite sure what else to say about it, but she's been doing well, and yeah, definitely a great addition to my collection. Another plant that hangs out in my basement is just this regular ZZ plant. I've had this for quite a few years. Another one of those plants that doesn't give me a ton of growth because I usually keep it in pretty dark environments. But so far so good. Yeah, if you really want a good like plant that is like very resilient and just like adds a little bit of nice bright foliage to your dark basement, I totally would recommend this. In the same kind of category, I have a snake plant, which this is actually, I've only had this for maybe about a month, and it's my first like full big snake plant. I used to have a really, really small one that I actually killed in a couple apartments ago. But yeah, haven't even watered this guy yet because snake plants are pretty resilient. So yeah, I definitely like to keep her here in the basement in the dark. And yeah, it looks really great on this little plant stand I got from Amazon. Now I have a couple plants here in my entryway where I get some nice entryway window lighting here. But this, I actually am meaning to repot it and restake it. As you can tell, it's definitely growing out of its pot and has well extended the totem that I put in here. This is my Marble Queen Pothos, and it actually started as a teeny plant a couple of years ago from Lowe's, and it has just exploded. Ever since I put it on this tall totem, it is like seriously exploded. If you really want your pothos to thrive, I would totally recommend staking it up, or I don't really know the best way to talk about this, but like I can't find the words, but you know what I'm talking about. I would definitely stake it growing upwards because it definitely thrives that way and you'll get bigger leaves. Yeah, the plant will just be a lot happier. At least that's the case with mine. As you can see, I've got new growth. I love it. This is definitely one of my favorite plants, and I can't wait to repot it and then add another totem, and we'll see how tall this guy gets. And then over here, looks like this guy could use some water, is just another propagated cutting from my Pothos mother plant. Now we've made it into my bedroom here. This is my master bedroom. And the top one is actually a neon pothos that I've had, gosh, maybe 3 or 4 years. I really don't know how long I've had this, but it started in a really tiny pot. And now I have upgraded it into this big pot fairly recently. And it is just taking off and thriving. I do have a couple of like reverted areas or areas that look like they're gonna be reverting. But so far, so good. She is so beautiful. I love this plant. And then I have this guy who's kind of like my struggle plant. I mean, it's a fiddly fig, so obviously it's gonna struggle. But I got this when it was really small. And I've had it for probably 3 or so years now. And you can see it's kind of like growing in this weird angle. So I'm really not sure what this plant will end up looking like in the future. Here she is. Not my favorite. I definitely just want a giant fiddly fig tree, and I know I'm not gonna get it from this. I do overall really like it, even though this leaf is for sure struggling. The last one on this little stand here is a snake plant. The snake plant was really small when I got it, and this plant just exploded. So if you want like an easy growing plant, I would totally recommend this because this was probably one of my easier plants to grow quickly. But yeah, Really, really like her. We've got a couple of mini little guys here. I honestly thought it would give me more like mini spider plants, but maybe I need to fertilize it more. I'm not sure. But yeah, that is my little plant stand here. And the plant stand is actually from Target. I don't know if they sell it anymore, but I think you can get something pretty similar on Amazon and other things like that. Now we are in my master bathroom where I keep a few of my plants. And I'll start over here with my pothos. It looks like he may need some watering. But this is the plant that I have definitely had the longest. I've probably had this for about 5 years. And honestly, with 5 years, I probably should have more growth on it, but I have moved this guy around a lot. I've changed his positions. I've taken a billion cuttings off of it. Yeah, golden pothos are very resilient. So far this has been just one of my very reliable plants. I just keep him here in the corner of my bathroom and it seems to really, really like it. What I have hanging up here is a newer plant. I actually need to figure out what the name is. I kind of forget. It is a Philodendron cordatum. So pretty, has these really big heart-shaped leaves. Really, really, really like this plant. I actually have not propagated this plant yet, and I think that's something I need to do soon because she's just gorgeous. And then while I'm up here, I have these two plants. Looks like they both kind of need some water, but this is my Philodendron Brazil that I've had for actually a very long time as well. I'm not even sure how long I've had this, but oh my gosh, she looks really good from this side. Hey girl. Yeah, she's lived in this pot for many years. Definitely needs some water. We've got some curly looking leaves, but I love this plant. I just think this plant is so pretty. Definitely could use some more propagations. Yeah, totally recommend. I don't even know. She's gorgeous. And, I think I just love all philodendrons, to be perfectly honest. And then I have this Monstera adansonii, which boy has seen better days. This one has been a bit of a struggle. Again, I moved this around a lot and I definitely neglected a little bit, but it's still hanging in there. It's kind of growing into this Monstera here just a little bit. But yeah, my one downstairs is definitely in better shape, but maybe I can propagate and add it to make it just look a little more full and a little more healthy. But I'm surprised it hasn't died on me, to be perfectly honest. It's come very close. So this is just a standard Monstera. This actually started as a 2-leaf Monstera that I got off Etsy quite a few years ago and has been growing up quite a bit. As you can see, I've definitely had moments where I haven't had enough humidity and I get these kind of floppy growths here. But overall, it's been pretty solid. I'm waiting to get a leaf with some fenestrations though. It's a struggle. I don't know what I'm doing with this one, but I've got it sitting in a window, so I'm hoping maybe the next time. We'll see. Come on, give me some goods. Give me some goods. Now for the grand finale of my plant collection video, these are the last two. So I'll start with here. This is my Stromanth Trio Star. It is easily one of my top 5 favorite plants. Honestly, it would be my favorite plant if it wasn't so difficult to care for. This is my second Trio Star and it is just so difficult, so finicky. Actually, the original plant was there in the middle and has completely died off and just has these extra shoots here on the side. But so far it is surviving. I can't say it's thriving because I don't think it is, but so far she's doing okay. But again, very finicky. I can never get the leaves to be quite perfect when they grow in, but who knows? She goes through her phases, let's be real. And then, how could you ignore this? This is my pride and joy. It is my Monstera, who I affectionately call Monty most of the time. As you can see, I have a totem in here that definitely needs to be redone. It's leaning. I'm getting to the point where I'm just not quite sure how to go about this plant. I did buy this trellis at Home Depot recently, so I'm thinking I'm going to stake it up against this trellis, but honestly, I'm just not sure. As you can see, the base here is like really short and kind of curved, and it just goes up kind of funky. So part of me almost wants to chop this whole thing up, but I think that would be such a travesty. But I'm really curious to know all your guys' thoughts. This plant I actually also got at Home Depot. I got it about 2 years ago. This July, it'll be 2 years ago. And I'll insert a picture here of what it looked like when I bought it. And I completely rehabbed and rejuvenated this plant to the beauty it is today. She consistently gets new growth all the time, sits here up in this window. I will say it takes up an exorbitant amount of space in my office, but it's worth it. I don't know if there's any other part in the house where it would be thriving better, but yeah, I'm just not sure. But I would really ideally like it to face one direction, so the plant has a front and a back like it's supposed to. But right now it kind of just winds in a circle. As you can see, I've got this leaf over here that kind of just sits up against the window. I could cut this leaf and this leaf off to make it better, but they are the most beautiful fenestrated leaves that I have. So I just can't do it. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about this Monstera. I absolutely love it. And yeah, if you see a big Monstera at a big box store that looks like it has potential and could be rehab, just go for it. You know, cut that whole thing back. It'll come back just like new. It was really this leaf that made me buy the plant. As soon as I saw this leaf, I was like, holy cow, this has to be mine. Like, when am I ever gonna see a leaf like this? And I believe this plant was $90. And honestly, if I could turn around and sell this, I could probably make, I don't even know, hundreds of dollars at this point. I really have no idea, but I don't know. She's priceless to me and I am obsessed. All right, and that is it for my plant collection. I hope you guys like this. I definitely do plan on adding to my collection very soon, so maybe you'll see an updated video here in the future. I'm sorry I don't have like 300 houseplants like everybody else has, or not everybody else, but a lot of people have. But yeah, this amount of houseplants works for me and is, you know, actually a manageable level, so I don't have a bunch of plants dying. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more plant-related videos or any other type of videos from me, I would love it if you subscribed. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and yeah, go water your plants.